Hey, how's it going, everybody? Uh, Almost the 4th of July. Just want to make a quick video about psychic messages. So, as I've stated in previous videos, I do consider myself to be, an intuitive, psychic, if you will. Now, that could mean a lot of different things to different people. And in my mind, I believe there are several different types of, psychic individuals. You, of course, have your psychic mediums. You have your people who say that, for example, you have your psychics that supposedly can, use their abilities to tap into, their intuition to locate missing persons and things like that. I don't consider myself to be on that type of psychic. I'm more of I guess, knowing things are going to occur, seeing things that haven't happened yet, or just knowing things are going to happen when they haven't. Now, a lot of people probably wonder, well, how do you know these things? How does it come to you? Is it through like a tarot reading? No, as a disclaimer, tarot I don't use as a psychic tool. I simply just use that to tap into the spirit realm to figure things out. Because, like anything, I mean, just because one might be psychic, it doesn't mean that they're, capable of knowing everything all the time. I mean, it's an ability, it's a sixth sense. It's sort of like hearing or smelling. Think of it like that. The way I look at psychic and how messages are received and how it operates is kind of like smelling. Think of something, think of yourself going into your kitchen and smelling cookies or smelling dinner or something that's being made. You don't really think about why you're smelling that. You just smell it. You don't really understand the mechanisms behind, maybe you do to a certain extent, but you don't really, it's just second nature to you. It's just natural for you to smell or to hear or to touch and feel something. You don't really know why or stop to even think about why you're smelling something or touching something. It's really the same thing with psychic messages. There's no way to really describe it. It just happens. And for me, especially throughout my life, I've become more, as I've gotten more in tune with my intuitive nature and have begun to, expand my horizon, I have become more in tune with things. But for a lot of years, the psychic messages that I would receive, I mean, they were easily written off as just intrusive thoughts or, what have you. Most of the time, it's like a flash or it's almost like just a thought or just, it's not even a thought. It's just something that all of a sudden you intuitively know. You don't understand why you know it. And most of the time, you don't even give a second thought to it. For example, just the other day, I was getting ready to go to bed, and just in my mind, I knew, well, my boss isn't going to be into work tomorrow. And wrote it off, as didn't think anything else about it. Well, sure enough, next morning, he sent me an email saying he wasn't going to be at work. I don't know how I knew that, other than just a sixth sense. There was no, it's not that he told me, or it's not that he told us last week that he wasn't going to be in. It just was something I knew. It just came to me. And that's happened with big things too. I've had psychic messages come to me about things that I shouldn't have done, that I didn't listen to it. I've had psychic messages come to me regarding people and opportunities and so forth. They're very hard to sometimes decipher. You have to really keep an open mind, be receptive to receiving those messages and not to filter them out into just an intrusive thought or just write it off as, whatever. Sometimes they can be, thoughts, you just know it. It's not even, like I said, it's not even a thought, it's just you know it. Sometimes they can actually be auditory type voices. I've had that a few times where I've actually had something, kind of like a genderless voice or something in my ear, telling me to, what was going to happen, telling me to wake up because X, Y, Z, or so and so was going to be knocking on my door, and sure enough, they knocked on my door. So it could even take the form of an actual voice. It could even take the form of dreams. I've had dreams. Now, whether or not they were psychic messages, I don't know. The couple of dreams that I've had in my opinion, were psychic messages, I heeded the warning. One time when I was younger, I used to be a runner, and I used to run a lot, home every day from school on a very busy highway or, state highway type road. And this one time I just randomly had sort of a dream. It wasn't really a dream per se. It was just like a blank dream thought. Something popped in my head telling me I was going to get hit by a bus that day. And I didn't run that particular day. Now, if that was just a weird dream, who knows? I also had a dream that was not that long ago. This was about a year ago, less than a year ago. I had a dream, very terrifying dream, mind you, about this, I'll call it a demon or an entity or whatever, was telling me what day, where, and how I was going to die. And I was just, terrified for the next couple of weeks because it gave me like an exact date and everything and how it was going to happen. And I definitely heeded the warning of that, as I took it as a psychic message. So psychic messages can come to you in many different forms. And I've seen a lot of videos, I've read a lot of books, people saying that in order to get more into tune and become more receptive to receiving psychic messages, you should meditate and this and that, which I think meditation is good. However, I don't subscribe particularly to meditation just because, I don't know about you, but I'm the kind of person that sometimes has a difficult time sitting still for long periods of time. So, I find it more beneficial and advantageous for me to meditate, if you will, do it by doing other activities such as taking a nightly walk, clear my head, become at one with myself, open myself up. So I don't think that one necessarily has to sit and, meditate in the traditional sense. But yeah, psychic messages, they're definitely very ambiguous at times. But if you make yourself open and you receive and you kind of, listen to your intuition, if you somehow know something, like have you ever been in the car and you're flipping through the radio stations and just for some reason a song is going to come on, it just comes to you, it's something and the song comes on, that's your psychic intuition there, and that's what you need to listen to. You need to become open to that and more receptive to those, and not just brush them off as just a thought, because they're not thoughts. It's your sixth sense, and the more you open yourself up to that, the more it comes to you, and the more you can learn. So that's going to be it. It was just a quick video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or anything, just let me know. Outside of that, have a great 4th of July, and I will see you later.